something's happening, because there has been an uptick in the amount of sightings that I'm seeing, not personally, but that people are sending me. It's not only are the frequency increasing, but also the scale as well. So, let's just get right into it. So I'll talk about what I just put in the lead in video next, but I want to talk about this first because this is significant, and I want to sensitize people to what seems to be happening. So that way, when you're outside, just look up, right? Blue sky, cloudy, it doesn't matter. Just look up and see if you see any flashes. If you see something flickering, take a look at it and see if it's something that's in this ballpark, in this genre, this arena. Let's go right to it. This is a recent post by somebody. I did do some noise reduction so we can get a little bit more details. But this looks like a group of jellyfish. And there is what I'm calling the signal that I see in here that is leading me to believe that this is an actual grouping. Aside from the visual, right? They look like the jellyfish that we've seen from Skywatcher, that were confirmed on radar, and from ground observation, where you can actually see like the nodules in the antenna legs or whatever it is. But groups, we're starting to see groups, more and more groups. Like that was 4. Here's getting all flustered. Here's the signal. I'm going to show you right now. So we're going to go to it. So here's the group, and look up here in this top right. You're going to see just a white object zip through. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. And it moves fast. So if we play it at regular speed, it's only in frame for it's only captured in a couple frames. So these things are moving fast, and whatever they are, I don't know. Some of them look like Tic Tac, some of them look like orbs, but they're in every single video where when I get sent an object, I'm like, wow, that really looks like a Tic Tac. That looks like not a Tic Tac. It looks like a jellyfish, or it looks like whatever. I see these secondary flyers that are in frame as well. And to me, that's kind of a signal that that's an actual UAP object, one of the classes at least. So let's go to this one. Top, it'll be top center, flies down, goes right by the jellyfish, and then exits down the bottom. All right, here we go, back up to the top. And then we're going to go back down, right by the jellyfish, and then exit bottom center. Here's another one. This one's fascinating because it appears from the bottom, and this one may actually be a Tic Tac because it's tumbling a little bit, and that's the way we see them moving quite frequently. So it goes up, and it recognizes that this is here, makes an abrupt, like an incredibly sharp, immediate turn. It's tumbling as it's doing it. You can kind of see it. It comes down to the jellyfish, and then takes a right angle turn and flies away after it sees it, and then exits the frame to the right. It's the speed, the turns, the fact that it's interacting, right? That's the key point, is these objects are interacting with each other. Well, maybe the jellyfish isn't interacting with these objects, but whatever these objects are, they are certainly checking out what's there floating in the air. So that's intelligence. That shows sensory intelligence, right? It's not a balloon flying by. It's got to be an intelligent thing, right? Whether it's AI, whether it's biological, whatever we're talking about here, we can't, with this level of data, right, with this level of clarity of information, we can't tell if it's biological or if it's whatever, right? We're dealing with just watching essentially behaviors, how they're acting, how they're moving, and those types of things. And we're just gathering more and more information. And I could tell you from everything I've been seeing, these things definitely correlate. Here's what I believe is a Tic Tac coming in from the top left. And it looks to be tumbling towards the bottom, right, which is what we look for them right there. Hi, Edit Bill here. So I don't know what happened with this video clip, but for some reason the jelly got cut off, probably because I was zoomed in and I must have had a crop on by accident. The jellyfish is over here on the left-hand side, so it flies in from the top, goes off frame here, must realize that the jellyfish is over here, and then flies into frame, does that little dance, and then flies out. So again, it flies by, comes towards just happens to be going towards the jellyfish and then flies off frame. So back to it, kind of tumbles. And this is going to be the same video next. All right, so it just came in, and I was zoomed in up here because it's really hard to see because it's moving so fast. It comes down, exits frame, stays off frame for about 2 seconds, and then comes back in the frame. Now I want you to watch it come in. It's going to come in from the bottom right, and it's going to do some stuff right here. Now remember what Commander Favorite said, where he said when he saw the Tic Tac flying over the water, the way it was moving around like it was a ping pong ball inside of a cup or a can that you were shaking, the way it was moving. Watch how this moves. Right? That's kind of what he described. And I believe this is a Tic Tac. You can pretty much see it, the shape of it. And what's nice is we have a bug here, so we can see that this is in the distance. The bug is up front. It's out of focus. We're at least at the distance of this high tension awareness ball. That movement is really, really fascinating. And like I said, it's kind of like what Fravor described, which I like because that's a correlating thing, right? We now have the same behavior that we're witnessing. All right, so there's a number of fast movers here. These are both jellyfish, I believe. And you'll see, I think 3 of them fly in from the left. 1, 2, 3, yep. And they kind of go right between them. So again, I'm seeing this with every video where the object that is the intent of the video that looks like a UAP, based off of my experience looking at this stuff, there is that, and you can see right there, that's a really nice, right? That just looks, that's the jellyfish. Okay, so that's that. Now, here's a weird one. I had this in my part 1 video. This was filmed at night. It appears that there are 2 jellyfish next to each other. I'm just guessing, right? Just based off of the shape and how it's moving, I believe this is 2 jellyfish. And an object that is pretty significant comes from the left and passes over the top of it. I don't know what this is, right? It's almost like a light show is being put on for the observers. But it's incredible, right? I can't think of a prosaic explanation for what this is. Just super, super interesting. Now let's take a look at, what are we doing here? All right. All right, so we're gonna rock back and forth, and this is going back to the original video, well, not the original, but the first video we looked at when I was talking about, you know, we're now seeing like swarms of these UAPs. People are seeing swarms, and what I did was I stabilized on the jelly in the middle, and I wanted to see what the motion was of everything. If everything was moving as a big group, like through the air, or if they looked like they were actually moving independently and had some kind of like intelligence to them, and it looks like they're moving of their own volition. Is that the word? Like they're moving with intent, right? Like these 2 guys passing right next to each other. We got everything's going in different directions. It just feels like these things are operating on their own and they're moving around. Some of them are moving together, like these 3. There was another one that kind of comes and goes, but different directions, right? We have a couple coming this way. We have others going this way. This does not look like air currents to me, because I would think up at this altitude, you wouldn't have this much turbulence. It should all be going pretty much one way or the other, or shelved, where you'd have, you know, going like in 2 separate directions. And then I want to finish with this. So this was something that I looked at with Skywatcher when they did their first publication of the jellyfish, and did some analysis on it, and I was able to get this level of detail out of one of their captures. So it really does show you the shape and the fact that the tail is not a string, right? There is some I don't know. I don't know the best way to describe it. It's like there's fluff or whatever, but this has more than just a string hanging down, right? And this is what the head wound up detailing out to be when I did the analysis on it. And it had this type of a movement. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It seems like there's more happening. It's happening in larger scales than it was before. So when you go outside, just look up. Just look up. Just do a scan of the sky. See if you see anything. If you do, record it in 4K 30. If you have a pro iPhone, record in ProRes, and go right to the 3x zoom and just stay on it. And just as long as it's in the sky, just stay on it. And then we can and then get the video to me so I can take a look at it and see if there's more details we can peel out of it. So that's all I have for this one. I do have more details that I've been looking at in the jellyfish, which actually also adds on top of the signal. So I think there's another signal that's in the videos where there's actual captures, but I'm doing my own experimentation first to make sure that it's true. And yeah, so that'll tell me if I'll be able to take the next step and release that data too. It's right now it's kind of up in the air. So hope you enjoy the video. I'm going to keep doing this. So if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, give me a like, whatever. I don't, I'm not an influencer. I don't know how all this stuff works. I just want to get the details out. So I'm seeing these things. I want to figure out what's going on, and I'm just sharing it as I'm seeing it. So that's what I'm doing. All right. Everybody have your eyes on the sky and keep looking up. So, okay. Bye.